This is exactly why we left California. House Bill 1955 signed into law last week, July 15th, by Governor Newsom. Guys, take a look at this. It's called the Child Safety Act, and it says that it is now law in California, and it legally forbids schools from adopting any policy that would force them to disclose any information related to a pupil's sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression to any other person without a pupil's consent. Schools may not, as a matter of policy, inform parents of a child's new gender identity unless the child volunteers her approval. The law also prohibits schools from punishing any school employee found to have supported a pupil in this cause. That's right, California just took your rights as a parent and gave it to the state and to the schools. Unreal. It was this law the following day that motivated Elon Musk to say this on his X platform. Let's go there. And I quote, "This is the final straw. Because of this law and the many others that preceded it, attacking both families and companies, SpaceX will now move its headquarters from Hawthorne, California to Starbase, Texas." And I don't know how many of you have heard about this. Obviously, we've had a pretty busy week in the news cycle with President 45, soon to be President 47, having almost been assassinated, and President 46 being pushed out by his own party. There's been a lot of other news in the news cycle. This one has kind of slid under the radar, and honestly, I think the media doesn't want you to know about it. Californians, you need to know about it. You just lost your parental rights, and the states and the schools supersede you. All right, what is an alternative? You're sitting in California going, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Where can I go? Here's my perspective. Now remember, I'm biased about Idaho. I moved my family here over 15 years ago, seeing what was happening in California, and boy, am I glad I got out of there. Since being here, I have watched Idaho turn more and more red, and I'm going to give you proof of that here in just a minute. And yes, I am biased, having sold real estate here for over the past 8 years, and I've been telling you guys over the last 8 years on YouTube videos that Idaho is the place to come if you're a conservative. And I'm going to make that case right now. Remember, 1955, House Bill 1955 for California just took parental rights. What did Idaho do? Let's take a look at it. Last year, Idaho enacted House Bill 163, and it was called the Parental Rights Bill. And it says that the public school has a responsibility for notifying a student's parent or legal guardian regarding known changes in the student's mental, emotional, or physical health or well-being. That's the exact opposite of what California just did. If you go to the bottom of that bill, point 9 and 10, here's point 9 of that bill. It says that a parent or legal guardian whose rights, as provided by this section, are violated by a public school may file a complaint with the school. Public schools shall implement policies and procedures to accept, evaluate, and remedy complaints. And point 10, if a complaint is not satisfactorily remedied by the public school, a parent shall have a private cause of action for injunctive relief, damages, and any other relief available under law against the school. Totally opposite from House Bill 1955 in California. Idaho didn't stop there. Let's go to the next bill. This bill is House Bill 421. It defines sex. Imagine that you have to actually define it in law. But Idaho did that, and they did it in point 1. They say, in human beings, there are 2 and only 2 sexes, male and female. Point 5, in no case is an individual's sex determined by stipulation or self-identification. And point 9, with respect to the 2 sexes, separate facilities, housing or sleeping arrangements, or sports teams, programs, or leagues established because of or organized according to physical differences between the sexes does not constitute unequal treatment under the law. So Idaho went out of their way to define the 2 sexes and say that girls belong in girls' sports and boys belong in boys' sports. Girls have their things, boys have their things, all the way up to the collegiate level. Idaho is different. Let's go on. There's another bill that you need to know about that was passed in Idaho. This one is called the Child Protection Act. And what this says is that the law makes it a felony punishable for up to 10 years for doctors to provide surgeries, puberty blockers, and hormones to transgender people under the age of 18. And of note, this bill went straight to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court came back to Idaho and said, you guys have every right to enforce your laws. You have, under the 10th Amendment, as a state, the right to make up your own laws and enforce those laws as you see fit. That's why I expect the opposite bill in California, House Bill 1955, to go straight to the Supreme Court, and I fully expect the Supreme Court to tell California the same thing it told Idaho. You guys have a right to enforce your laws. If that's what your people want and they enact it, they can enforce it. So if you're living in California, it's not looking real good if you're a parent and you value your rights over your child and don't want to give it to the state or the schools. But Idaho didn't stop there. Let's go on to the next bill. Idaho enacted House Bill number 668, which basically says no public funds for gender transitions. So there you have it. There is a stark contrast between California and Idaho, and it's in their laws. And I'm here to tell you that California, as it gets more liberal, Idaho is getting more conservative. Those laws that I just showed you, those 4 bills, they were all enacted in 2023 and 2024. And for the last 8 years, I've been arguing that Idaho is getting redder. And I've heard comment after comment saying, just wait, as you grow, you're going to turn into California. If you do your research, since 2020, no, probably since 2018, Idaho has been either 1, 2, or 3 as the fastest growing state in the country. We have grown as fast, if not faster, than any other state in the country with our percentage of growth. And in that time that we have grown, we have become more red and have laws like this that are enacted to protect our rights as parents. And there are many more laws that are enacted recently to protect our constitutional rights. And why is that? Because that's what the citizens here demand of our legislature, and our legislature is enacting those laws. If you're looking for a place where you're going to get out of California like we did over 15 years ago, we want to be that resource for you as you research Idaho, more specifically North Idaho. That's where we practice our real estate, family-run business here. We've helped over 300 families relocate to North Idaho, and we'd love to be that resource for you as well. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and keep our information handy. Reach out to us. I'd love to have a conversation with you. If you're wondering more about Idaho, there's a link in the tab below on how to contact us. I'd love to have a conversation with you. That's it for now, you guys. Until next time, take care. Bye now. Thanks for watching the video. If we haven't met yet, I'm Kory Martinelli. My wife Bonnie and I own a local real estate team based in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Our personal journey to live better began in 2009 when we relocated our young family to North Idaho from Ventura County, California. We wanted to raise our family in a place rich with outdoor recreation and in a culture that treasured our strong conservative values. Leaving family, friends, and church was not easy. Perhaps the scariest decision was to leave behind 21 years as a deputy sheriff with Ventura County and finish my career with a new agency. But I did it and finished serving out my 3 decades in law enforcement as a deputy with the Kootenai County Sheriff's Department right here in North Idaho. While I was doing the easy part, working in law enforcement, Bonnie diligently raised our 2 children, battled breast cancer into remission, and started her real estate career part-time. Talk about a winner. After retiring from law enforcement in 2016, I joined Bonnie in real estate and we went full-time forming the Martinelli Realty team and this video channel. Since then, we have successfully navigated one of the most aggressive and competitive real estate markets in America to help over 300 families relocate to North Idaho. In that time, Bonnie has been recognized as one of the top 1% producing real estate professionals in the entire country. It is this experience that we have gained in the market that forms the foundation of our videos. If you are wondering if you can live better in North Idaho, we dedicate this channel to you.